Hi guys, welcome back to Relatable Girl. I'm in a temporary location this time because I am right in the process of moving right now, and I'll be doing like a before, during, and after video, sort of like a room transformation soon, which I'm excited about. I'll probably be starting that tomorrow because I am officially going to start like getting my room together tomorrow. I have to put in an AC unit and build a bed frame by myself. Woo! Big deal, because I have never done that before, and I'm gonna learn how to assemble some furniture. But kind of speaking about independence, and it was just Independence Day yesterday. I wanted to talk about something I've been thinking a lot about lately. And this might be very rambly, just given the like subject content, so I apologize in advance. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about being single and doing things alone. So I know that my experience is a little different from most people's because I have not really, I don't know how, I've somehow managed to not really have that mindset that so much of society tells us that we should have as single people, which is, you know, that you should be embarrassed, you should be always looking for somebody to be in a relationship with, that you should, you know, that people should feel sorry for you, that you shouldn't do things alone, you should never go out to eat alone because it's sad, you should never go to the movies alone because it's sad, you should never travel alone because it's sad, don't go to a museum alone, whatever, you know. Somehow I was able to, and I don't know how, sort of escape that mentality, and I've never really had that. From the time that I was like 17, I already really enjoyed going to movies alone because I was like, okay, cool, like I'm here by myself, I can enjoy the movie, I'm not talking to anybody, nobody's talking to me, this is like peace and quiet time. I loved going to the gym alone, and I mean, personally, I know that some of this might come from the fact that I just, literally, I have never been in a relationship, and that is not an exaggeration, that is actually true. In my adult life, I've never been in a relationship. That being said, despite the fact that I haven't had that hang up myself, I have run into that hang up many times from other people telling me that I should have that hang up. You know, for at least a decade, I've always heard the, oh, you don't have a partner, like, oh, that's too bad, there's somebody out there for you, you know, whatever. And that's fine, like, I know that's well-meaning of people to say, but I've also heard a lot of things like, you know, I'll say, oh, I went and saw a movie, and somebody will say, I really want to go see that movie, but I don't have anybody to go with, and it would be sad to go alone. Or I'll say, hey, I'm going out to, you know, try some food, or I'm going to try a new ice cream place or donut place or whatever, and people would say, I wish I could do that, but I just can't. I can't go by myself, you know, it would be too lame. And it makes you think after a while, like, am I lame for going out and eating by myself, or watching movies, or going to concerts, or traveling, whatever? And I think that a big thing that we all need to really be aware of, that people don't talk enough about, is that it's not lame. It's not sad. If you love a movie or a band or a place and you want to experience something in life, and you are single by choice or not by choice, there is no reason why you should say, I can't do that because it's sad. Why is it sad? What is actually sad about having a human experience, doing something that you care about? What is sad about that? When did we decide that a person sitting at a table, maybe reading a book, maybe people watching, maybe writing, maybe drawing, maybe taking notes, maybe doing homework, why did we decide that that person somehow has a lesser experience, that the food won't taste as good, that the atmosphere won't be as good, that the drinks won't be as good, because they're there alone? I don't know. I don't know where the idea first came from, but as people, we're going to do a lot of things alone no matter what, whether we're in a relationship or not. And there's nothing wrong with it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. In fact, most of the healthiest relationships involve people doing things on their own, even when they're in a relationship. And this sort of clingy idea of, you know, doing everything together is not healthy anyway. But I really want to encourage my friends who want to be able to do things that they love and they feel like they can't because of society. Please don't let that stop you. Please never let that stop you. Because the truth is, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if we're going to have a chance to do those things ever again. We don't know if we are going to end up in a relationship. Like if that's something you really want, that's great. And I think you should try and get it. But we have to admit, it might not happen. It could, it might not. And if it doesn't, do you really want to have spent your whole life waiting to do things until something happens that might not happen? And you know, it goes along with all this advice that single people get. Like, when you stop looking, that's when you meet someone. And I think that that's stupid advice. I've always thought that was stupid advice, because you don't find a job by not looking. You don't find an apartment by not looking. You don't make friends by staying home. You're not going to find a relationship by not putting some effort in. It's not going to happen. But that being said, if you're already putting that time in, you're out there, you're, you know, trying to meet people, whatever, you're going to have a better chance of that happening if you are doing things that you love. That is true. And if you are out more, if you're out in restaurants enjoying a meal, sitting by yourself, you have a much better chance of meeting somebody who's also single, than you would if you stayed home because you were too embarrassed to go out by yourself, because society sucks and tells you that you should feel embarrassed of that. You know, and that goes for so many things. I feel like single people miss out on so much because we're told that we should. We're kind of told like, oh, you're wasting away, you're sad. No, we're not. We can live absolutely amazing lives. I don't feel, for the most part, ever jealous of my friends in relationships. I have a few friends that have really good relationships, and I'm like, okay, sometimes, yeah, I look at them and I'm like, wow, that must be really nice. It must be nice to have somebody who like cuddles with you and buys you things when you're sad, or, you know, helps you pay your rent, or helps you to fix things that you don't know how to fix. Those are all understandable things. Like, especially living in New York, it's expensive, and honestly, being in a relationship is partly out of economic reasons here. But that being said, most of the time, I'm not looking around and saying, man, I wish I had that life. Most of the time, I'm saying, what can I do to make my life happier? What can I do to make my life better? And a lot of those friends say to me, I'm so jealous that you got to do these things. Like, it's amazing. How did you do these things? I did them because I didn't stop myself by being single. I didn't say it's too sad to do these things alone. I did them. I did them happily while being single. And I know it's going to be hard at first, especially for people who have felt that way their whole lives, to go, you know, to a restaurant alone or to a movie alone or whatever. It's going to be hard at first. You're going to feel weird. You're going to be like, are people looking at me? Are they judging me? Do they feel sorry for me? Over time, though, I promise you, over time, you stop caring about that. You start sitting down at the bar and talking to the staff, because they're usually having a long, stressful day, and they like getting to talk to somebody who's just chill. If you're chill, be chill. You know, sit at the bar, strike up a conversation with the bartenders or the waiters or whatever. If you're in a restaurant and you feel weird about sitting at a table alone, sit at the bar. That's a great tip. You're going to see a movie alone, you feel weird about it, get there a little early, go find a seat in the far back, maybe bring a book, and you know what? If people come and sit near you, don't feel bad about talking to them. They're probably not going to ask you if you're there alone. That's a big fear that a lot of people have when they first start doing things alone. But I promise you, most of the time, nobody is actually going to have the guts to be like, dude, why are you watching Jurassic World alone? Because, I mean, really, the question is, why are any of us watching this garbage movie in the first place? But And, you know, concerts. Concerts are a great way to make new friends, meet people, and possibly meet a romantic interest. Go alone. Get there early. Get in queue. Introduce yourself to people, or at least, like, if they're looking at you, find some common thing you can talk about, whether it's the weather, or if they're wearing merch that's cool, or if you notice that they're talking about another band that you like. I know a lot of these tips that I'm giving are kind of extrovert tips, and I should keep that in mind and, like, recognize my extrovert privilege, because I am very much of an extrovert that way, because I find it easier to start those conversations. But it's a great opportunity being alone in a place to be able to meet new people. It forces you to meet new people, and if that's your goal, that's going to help with that as well. But the biggest takeaway from this isn't even necessarily that you're going to meet new people. It's that you're going to have a wonderful experience. You're going to get to eat delicious food and hopefully see good movies and get to see your favorite band or see a place you've always wanted to see. You're going to get to have those memories. And those memories are always just going to be yours anyway. Even if you're there with a romantic interest, it's not going to take away from the fact that those particular memories that you have are going to be in your head either way. They're just going to be yours. I'm not knocking relationships or partners or whatever. I think it works great for a lot of people. And I think a lot of single people do want to have that. And maybe they are sad about it. But I don't want to see people held back by that fear of being weird or being alone or being, you know, seen as, like, sad. It doesn't need to be sad. And that's not on you to change that. That's on everybody else. That's on people in relationships to stop looking at your single friends and act like they're sad or brave for going out and doing things that you do all the time. It's not brave, it's just normal. And we have to normalize it. We have to normalize the fact that single people are going to have amazing lives as well. They don't have to be in a relationship to have that happen. So to my single friends, I would say, don't give up on doing things. Please don't give up on doing things. And it will get easier over time as you do it more for you to go out and have adventures by yourself. And you'll start to enjoy it after a while if you give it enough time, because you do get to do things that other people don't. You get to flirt with cute guys or girls. You get to meet cool people. You get to stay out late. You're going to get to have beautiful experiences, and please don't ever limit yourself from beautiful experiences because you're single. Being single doesn't have to always be a bad thing, and doing things alone is never a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Try going to, like, a lunchtime thing by yourself, especially if you're going out to eat. Try to go to something at lunchtime first. That will ease you in. Or maybe even go to a coffee shop or a cafe. That will ease you in. Find a spot, bring a book, bring a notebook, bring a sketch pad or something. Or just bring some headphones and listen to music. Ease yourself into it, and once you've built up to lunches or cafes or coffee shops, try going out to dinner. Try taking yourself out to dinner. And if you don't want to sit at a table by yourself, sit at the bar. I promise you it's a lot easier. But if you really want to go next level, get yourself a table. You deserve it. You deserve that wonderful date time and that delicious food and that great drink. You deserve it just as much as anybody else. So take yourself out. Go on those dates. Go do those adventures. Don't stop yourself because you're single. Please. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Again, I'm sorry this was very rambly, but I would be interested to hear what you think in the comments. You know, let me know if you've gone on some adventures by yourself, or if you're going to try doing that now. And I mean, this advice also works for people in relationships that just want to be more independent. All of the things that I said also apply to you. Thank you so much, though, and I will have that room video up, I'm hoping, within the next few weeks, like sort of the first part, and then I'll do a second part as everything comes together. You know, thank you so much, guys, though, for your support and everything. It's been great. Please like the video, and please subscribe to my channel for more rambly, weird videos like this. So anyway, thank you so much, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.